Okay, part 3. I didn't want to make this a 3-part video. There was an emergency with the dog and another dog, and nothing happened. It's just like one of those loose fangled things. So, here we go. I'm going to end this video as quick as possible because other things are popping up in my life that I'm going to have to tend to due to the fact that life happens. More often than not, it generally happens to me. So, that being said, we're going to continue. So, we have 2 Native American statues here. We don't have 3, we have 2 in Charlottesville alone. Now, I don't know about the whole state of Virginia as far as Native American statues go, but the Sacagawea statue greatly offends me. I'm not going to do like whatever jackass started doing these Civil War statues. I'm not going to cause a fucking riot and none of that shit. I'm just going to voice my opinion really quickly. I'm going to attempt to voice my opinion really quickly. The only thing that upsets me about the statue is that Sacagawea is kneeling. She's also unarmed. She doesn't have a bow and arrow. She also doesn't have a bird on her shoulder because she was known as the Bird Woman, because I believe that's what her name translates to. I forgot if it was Powhatan or Cherokee language because no one really knew what tribe she came from because she was an orphan. And orphans, if you're listening, orphans can accomplish great things. Now, I could be wrong, but from what I learned in school, Sacagawea was an orphan. Alright? Her husband, and Lewis and Clark, and a band of whatever merry men they took from the East Coast to the West Coast. So not only was she a pioneer, but she was also, get this, if you're a Mass Effect Andromeda fan, she was a pathfinder. So let's talk about that. I want to talk about Sacagawea because she's one of the most notable and unnotable people in history. Alright? Sacagawea did great things for the native man and the white man. She did not have humble beginnings, but she did have a humble ending. Same thing with our Powhatan princess who went to live in England and have a baby with John Rolfe, and she took the name Rebecca. Alright, and we're going to get off of that. The only reason I got on that is because Donald Trump called the lady Pocahontas, and then he kept referring to Pocahontas. So if you watch any of the videos before this video, you'll understand why I have such a damn problem with Donald Trump. That man is a straight up racist. But we're not here to talk about Trump. We're here to talk about Sacagawea. We're here to talk about how much the statue has pissed me off. And it's not in a bad way. It only pissed me off because honorably having her kneel behind 2 men of non-color hurts my feelings. I don't feel that the lady that led the way, and mind you, in a time when women were looked down upon and shamed and shunned, even in the tribes, the women barely had a say. But Sacagawea, who basically was a woman of tribeless, because no one really knew where she came from, they just know that she was a Native American. Her and her husband guided these 2 white men and made history to go from the East Coast to the West Coast and not die by other tribal people. Because you know they had to cut through Comanche land, they had to cut through Mohawk land, they had to cut through Apache land. And I'm probably not saying the right tribes, just so that you guys know. You can fact check that. But I know they had to encounter at least the Mohawk and the Apache. I'm pretty sure they had to cut through the Cheyenne. And any tribe like of other Cherokee, because Cherokee was strong in Virginia and Tennessee and a couple of other places. But, you know, when it came to like Apache and Mohawk, those were like the real warrior tribes. You know, those were like the guys you did not fuck with. And same with the Sioux, and same with the Pueblo and the Hopi. Now, not all of the Native American tribes were savages and wild like the stories that predict them to be and portray us in movies and westerns to be evil and sanctimonious and not giving a blind fuck about another human being and just going around bashing people in the head with tomahawks and hatchets and bow and arrows and stuff like that. It didn't all work that way. Now, they had society, and so did you don't know. Fact check, motherfuckers. Sign language was invented by Native Americans. Alright? So, this way, because all the tribes didn't speak the same language after the Great Splinter. I call it the Great Splinter because I don't know what the fuck it's really called, okay? And what that means is when the tribes got across the land bridge to America, they splintered out. That's why there's so many different tribes. That's why we all look different, because of economics and ecological, environmental changes, and the environment changes the humans, because the human body is made to adapt. So, in that policy, when you have these statues, Sacagawea kneeling is like a big insult. She's not taking a knee. She's literally looking like she's down, about to get on both knees and diddle these dudes. And you don't know if she and them ever had sex because it's never really implied or acknowledged. But she had a husband, and I'm pretty sure he didn't share his wife with them. But then again, Native American tribes, again, tribally, Eskimos have been known to share their wives with guests. Not just to keep warm, but literally share their wives in a sexual manner. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's one of those stereotypes that you kind of got to go with because it's a stereotype. And most stereotypes, some of them have myth and truth knowledge behind them. So it's kind of, you got to take the good with the bad on that. And like I said, there's no such thing as a tribe of people who were complete saints. Because before the Europeans came, tribes had wars too. Alright? Just so that you guys won't think then, oh, you're just being pro-Native American because you're a half-breed and you're looking for acceptance. I'm looking for acceptance from all three of my heritages, so what? Let's stick with facts that I can actually produce. There were wars amongst tribes, which is another reason why sign language was invented to begin with, because there was a problem with understanding each other. And FYI, fact check this, motherfuckers. Ladies invented sign language because they were the peaceful ones of the tribes. No. Now, as far as women being traded, Sacagawea was supposedly traded from 3 different tribes, so that's why no one really knew where the hell she came from. Where you talk about Pocahontas, you know that she's a Powhatan princess. Where you talk about Sacagawea, there are no real known base facts on where she actually began because they know that she was traded for something from someone to someone else to someone else for something else until she got married to her husband. And then later in her more adult years, so that would probably be between 14 to 25, because back then, you know, age was just that, a number. She and her husband and Lewis and Clark wandered, we like to call it exploring, from the East Coast to the West Coast. And it would behoove you guys to know this because sometimes history's mysteries are loosely based on fact. Now, as far as stereotypes with Native Americans sharing brides and all that other stuff, I can't confirm or deny it. I can say this, though, because we do have the California coast now, which we would have never had the California coast, or the Oregon Trail had Sacagawea not led Lewis and Clark from the East Coast to the West Coast. Now, I don't know where their journey began. I used to know, but I don't know anymore because you obtain so much as you get older. But whatever you obtain, you also lose as you get older because some things are relevant and some things aren't. Most of the things in history that aren't relevant, we tend to forget. Just like I forgot that Native Americans actually came out of Asia through Russia to hit Alaska and splinter off. And just for the record, you know, Juneau and them are actually closer to Russia than actually Alaska, the state itself. The minor islands of Alaska are really close to like Russia than Alaska itself. You know, just so that you know, if you get a globe and you see Juneau, it's like way over here, but Alaska itself is way over here, and Alaska hasn't really been explored all the way in all this time. So there are still places in Alaska that humans have not ventured into. If you want to disappear and you love the cold, that's the place to go. If I want to disappear, it's not for me because I don't like cold weather. My ancestor was Cherokee, not Eskimo. So me and cold will never go. Now, if I had to go there to hide for the rest of my life and I could take all the shit that I own there, yeah. As long as I have a way of getting supplies so that I can survive, like eat, because I really don't want to fuck with any bears. That's not my thing, and I only have a bow and arrow. I don't believe in having guns unless it's necessary, but I also don't like guns. And I know that sounds really funky coming from a guy who signed up for the military and got infantry, but there it is. Now, I got off track there, but for the record, you know, the statue of Sacagawea does have her kneeling, and the other statue has the Native Americans, like, in a guarding position with, like, a robe, and they have the guys on horses, their guys actually have weapons in hand. I can't really remember if the Native Americans have weapons or not. But the whole concept of why I'm making this video is because I don't like the fact that Sacagawea is kneeling. Now, is it bad? Maybe not to some people, but to me, I think that she should be standing tall. In fact, I think that she should be in front of Lewis and Clark instead of behind them kneeling like she's hiding like a little caroling thing instead of being the brave woman that she has been acknowledged for. So if you don't like that, you should feel like I feel. But however, we're not going to flock to the statue of Sacagawea and start a protest and get them to take the damn statue down. We're not going to have that. We're not going to have anybody else die over a fucking statue because it's just a piece of ceramic. But I would personally like to have them rebuild the whole damn thing. I'm not saying make her stand up here like Wonder Woman or make her boobs bigger. I'm saying just rebuild the damn statue and put it back. Have her husband added to the statue. Have maybe all four of them standing side by side, or have her in the front pointing with her hand this way, and have Lewis and Clark behind her shoulders, and have the husband behind them. It's not that bad of a fix. It's not the, hey, let's take these goddamn statues down. It's, hey, let's not take it down. Let's improve it. Let's let the woman who's the real hero in the whole group be up the front. Let's not have her kneeling. And women, you should be behind me on this, supporting the fact that I'm trying to support a Native American woman who is a fucking hero, who should be standing there, not Wonder Woman style, but like this. Forward to adventure. And after all, you could consider her the world's first Pathfinder. If you're an Andromeda fan, you got the joke, or the hidden message. So I'm going to come out of this gear now, because this shit's really fucking hot. Plus, it's hot in my room. But as I close out, I will do another Native American outfit, because we only have like 2 days left of this month. So I will do that, and I will do some research before I do it. I will probably bring a Native American encyclopedia and do a complete Native American video, and you probably won't watch it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm James Williams, this is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you. I know I'm probably not going to put on the war paint. I might not even have my hair in a ponytail. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be seeing you.